let's intro these players over here. Center right in the red. Her ID is? Yeah! She is?
Acer Scarlett.
A lot of support for Scarlett in the audience right now. In the center left, in the blue, we have a GSL Contest champion. He is
MVP DongRaeGu.
All right, we got to pause here.
Yeah.
Probably get that resolved soon.
And, well, pretty excited, man. They are pretty far away from each other here, as far as you can really get. And, that's a good picture in the audience there.
I missed it, I didn't see it, but,
good.
you know, occasionally there's like some, the most common one we have at GSL is actually when the players are playing the game and they'll accidentally hit Control S.
Yeah,
and just turn off the sound, and they're like, I lost sound, but they don't hit the hotkey.
Sound problems are like maybe the #1 thing. Sometimes you forget to put in your hotkeys or something like that. It can happen.
So we'll get that resolved as soon as humanly possible here. So going into this, what do you think Scarlett's odds are?
I think that actually this could absolutely go either way. It's ZVZ. A lot of the times it's kind of a knife fight. It looks like DRG is ready though, Tesa, so
okay,
should be
great.
jumping back into this.
All right, guys, we're going to get this going in a second here. Metropolis, it's one of these older maps, okay? It's a map that it's very easy to cut it in half, and it looks like there was just some keyboard setting problems, so everything's fine, by the way. We have the game unpaused. It's a map, that, again, that's very easy to have cut in half. Cut in half, excuse me. And we're going to see if we go into Supreme Late Game ZVZ here. I think if there's a map that can do that, this would be the one.
It truly is. I mean, otherwise someone has to mess up a little bit, so it'd be quite tricky for that. All right, so we are back in the game, Tasteless.
And it is cross spots here. And we're going to see how this gets going here. Hatchery first here. Everything, you know, with ZVZ early on, you can pretty much watch the production tab, see what they're doing.
That's right. I mean, it's pretty well played out. Everyone knows the openings. There's like only a handful of good macro openings. And on a map like this, you're not so likely to 6-pull. I mean, if you 6-pull against a hatch first, I don't think you're even going to kill the hatch, to be honest.
No.
It's pretty far away, man.
Probably not. A lot of expansions on this map. There are islands, but they don't generally come into play in almost any matchup. We'll see if that changes as Starcraft 2 develops more and more.
Yeah, you know, islands a lot of the times just aren't used because you have to like put an obstruction on there to make it so it's not overpowered for Terran who can just float there. And then it becomes this thing that's like, well, how much time do I have to put in to actually get over there and, you know, eliminate that structure or that creep in this case? And is that worthwhile?
Exactly. So, you know, on this, you know, you know Zerg better than me, Artosis. How do you open? What do you tech to? Do you just go straight to mutas 2 base?
Well, you know, you could go straight to mutas, or you could play. I would like the double evolution chamber Ling infester here as well. I feel like that would be a nice choice also. But definitely Muta is something that's a little bit tempting on a big map. You know, your opponent is just so far away from you. You can actually get some harassment done, clear out a bunch of overlords, and I mean, when you go Muta and clear out all the overlords, the map becomes a dark, scary place, as you often say, Tasteless. But especially here, it's a really big, dark, scary space.
Absolutely. All right, as you can see, Ling's speed coming here for both players. Scarlett is in a slight lead, you know, with the drone count. And it's small, but honestly, guys, in mirror matchups, these little things do matter quite a bit.
Sure.
A lot of early game ZVZ is one player trying to kill the other player's drones.
That truly is a lot of it. Now, we do have a bailing nest for both players coming up very quickly. A smart move.
Kind of a funny situation. They both might be going for aggression against each other.
They definitely could be. It is possible. You know, DRG actually put his in his main base, which is going to be hidden, whereas Scarlett put it in the natural. So just looking at it, I almost feel like Scarlett is going more defensive with this bailing nest. It's in a good place to make it harder for your opponent to attack you.
I do believe generally hiding tech is good. I think in ZVZ, in my opinion, you should always have that out in the front. Any obstruction is good.
Yeah. Well, DRG going to scout that. He's going to see absolutely everything. The layer starts after those lings go past, so I don't think he's actually seen that yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up seeing it, running a ling back.
All right, lings coming in here now. And speed is done. Gets everything, all the intel there.
All right.
But, you know, okay, you saw that. That's good. Not enough, you know, to really be a huge game changer,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it does benefit him.
And in the meantime, DRG's actually throwing up double evolution chambers, so I think he's going to go for Zergling upgrades and go into Infestor tech, which is, it's good because speed Zerglings are so mobile, so fast on this huge map.
Sure,
it's a great strategy choice here for him.
All right, so we got armor on the way here now for DRG. Oh, almost an engagement.
Melee attack just started, by the way, so it does look like he's going for that strategy.
I would not be surprised if neither player gets too aggressive here.
Yeah.
We see Banelings coming out. I don't know if he's going to go all the way across the map. You don't normally, with slow Banelings, morph them on your side of the map and then walk, but we'll see.
That's true, but she's walking over there all the way, so it definitely could be a little bit of aggression. In the meantime, DRG scouts that Spire, and now we know exactly what both players are doing. Not surprised that it's these two strategies.
Okay. Banelings coming up here. You got to be careful when they're bunched up, guys. You got to be super careful.
That's right. In fact, I don't think Scarlett can do anything here. I think she realizes 3 queens and some Banes there.
Yeah,
You
you're
are not getting past her with slow Banelings. It's just not going to happen.
Okay, so Spire now on the way for Scarlett. And it looks like DRG just going for the heavy upgrade route. And so now we've got the fork in the road.
Oh! That was pretty good, Tasteless.
Pretty sick indeed.
And that's actually, you know, you would think at this point in the game, maybe that doesn't matter as much.
Right.
And it kind of does in a way, but DRG needs a lot of lings with the strategy. So it is annoying. That is an annoying thing that just occurred for him.
What? Oh, that was close. Okay, so we got some Banelings morphing. And will she go for it? Nope. Runs by. Careful.
Whoa.
Very tense moment here.
Yeah.
And you can see now, it looks like, again, I think both players, you know, you could say they're testing the waters. They're not really going to go for anything for sure just yet.
Yeah.
And again, I think today, guys, oh my God, okay.
And
This is how you do it.
Yeah.
Send just a few lings after that Baneling. And right now, both players playing very well here.
And look at that with that +1 armor living through that Baneling hit. Pretty nice. Now, the mutas are out. And this is going to give some map control to DRG. He's going to be able to clean everything out. It's going to be, DRG is actually going to be doing a lot of pressure with his lings, trying to force a cancel on something. So Scarlett may have to stay at home.
We got lings coming into the main now. They could get a snipe on the queen here, and they do. Now going for some drones, I presume. Nope, going to back off here. And that's going to be the end of that assault. Meanwhile, Scarlett going to defend here with the mutas. This is exactly what DRG wants. DRG wants Scarlett to have to use the mutas to defend. Mutas are active units. You want them constantly harassing, not defending. So right now, DRG in great shape.
Yeah, and look at this. DRG just everywhere. A little hole in that wall in that Scarlett tried to make, and that's going to be highly annoying going after these drones right now. Scarlett is making a lot of lings herself, but DRG, no, he's not morphing any Banes or anything tricky in there. So he's just going to continue to send things across the map and tech up into his infestors and be completely fine.
Okay, so we got about 8 mutas out on the map right now. And what DRG's done by being aggressive, he's essentially stapled the mutas to Scarlett's base, meanwhile making the evolution chambers. So these mutas not paying for themselves. Now, how much does that matter? Actually a lot, because mutas are not strong in late game ZVZ.
Yeah, there's still a lot of overlords on the map even for DRG, so Scarlett's mutas haven't done anything but play in that defensive role, and that is really, really annoying for her. So DRG has had so much time to get his infestation pit up, but Scarlett got hers really quickly as well, so she's not going to be too far behind on that.
All right, the Roach Warren is now on the way. And again, another queen snipe. These are small jabs, but they're starting to add up.
Mm-hmm. Look at this, a bunch of lings going into the third base of Scarlett, and DRG doing a lot of damage here, taking down the queen, taking down a few drones as well.
And now we have the lings here. Again, hitting those drones, doing some damage to the hatchery. The mutas are nowhere to be found right now, just now catching up over here. And DRG even getting out with the Lings. Okay, look, the Lings are actually expendable, but the fact that he's saving them and doing damage, this is huge.
Yeah. Well, Scarlett has finally started her infestors up, so this game should slow down a little bit. DRG's harassment is going to work less and less and less, and Scarlett should be able to finally go out on the map with these mutas, but what can these mutas really do? DRG right now has 6 queens and 7 infestors. The mutas are not likely to do much damage.
Okay, so Scarlett's not out of this yet. We have transition in late game ZVZ, totally different than early game and mid game. Yeah. It's going to come down a lot to powering hardcore, as we see here, roaches, infestors. The mutas, unfortunately, because Scarlett tech to them, they're not that useful anymore. I mean, a few fungals and the mutas are gone. And when you think about that, to lose mana to kill a unit that costs minerals and gas, that's a pretty good exchange.
Yes, it is. That's true.
Quite a bargain.
Yeah.
So, we got Hydras coming out now. Now, the way this operates is that the Hydras are the damage dealers, but they cannot sponge up any hits. So you want the roaches in the front and the Hydras in the back. And then you want the infestors to force a park on the roaches that are not that mobile. Okay, hold that thought though. I want to elaborate on this, but we got mutas coming in here now, hitting these drones. Okay, backs up. So back to what I was saying. It's all about having the perfect concave.
Yeah.
If you have a good concave here, because of the way the range units operate, you win. So when you engage them, and that's why ZVZ, it's hard to attack into your opponent, you get a good fungal off, the units are stuck in a certain position.
Yeah, they are, and that's going to really benefit the Hydras the most. Then roaches can't even attack them with the less range. So, going into that Hydra tech, you're going to have overall a more powerful army for a heads-up confrontation, but you're going to lack mobility. So we'll see how many Hydras each player wants to make. Scarlett is throwing down her Hydra list again, so it looks like we're going to have pretty similar armies here.
Okay, so right now, the middle of the map, sort of a no man's land. If you notice, the middle of the map, again, it's got these bridges, which it's terrible to attack into if it's a concave weighing mechanism for how you win. So, and by the way, it's important to note, Scarlett actually doing some serious damage with those mutas, despite the fact that we're past the 50-minute marker in this game.
Yeah, she's doing a great job with that. And another thing to point out is that Scarlett actually is sitting up at 80 drones, where DRG, he's a little bit lower, down about 65, and that's normally what you want in endgame. Right, it's going to give you a little bit bigger army and everything, but Scarlett can easily just turn a bunch of those into spine crawlers and make this game super, super long.
Now, we're going to get to a point in time here, they're almost maxed out, where they will have to park their army somewhere in the middle, and it looks like DRG is the first to do that, despite a supply deficit here. Because eventually they're going to have to expand towards each other, and that's when this is really going to heat up.
Well, DRG is out on the map, but again, you were talking about the concave stasis, and you're so right. Can he attack up into the concave of Scarlett? I don't think his army is worth that much more that he could do something like that.
And this is what I was talking about. I mean, once we get to this phase of the game here, Muta's not useful anymore. In fact, you're almost better off sacking them and just getting more roaches and infestors.
That's very true. One Mutalisk left. Okay, whatever. You can patrol the map with that or something, scout with it.
Sure.
But Scarlett at this point wants to refill her supply with something else.
So we got the 5th base meet ticket. Nice fungal. Scarlett should not engage here, especially with the way the army's positioned. But nice fungal snipes here.
Yep. Some really good fungals going down. Just picking off units here and there. Not a gigantic deal. And, both players are going for Hive right now, but Scarlett has that Spire, whereas DRG hasn't started it, so we might see him go, oh, a Nidus Worm, oh my god. Okay. This is going to get exciting.
Okay, I love it when this happens late game ZVZ. Now, look at the minimap for a second, guys. There's a lot of territory occupied here. And when you're this late in the game, you're juggling a lot of tasks. So it is very possible to put a Nidus somewhere in the guy's turf. Boom, you pop up with roaches and hydras, kill off whatever you can, and ninja vanish.
Yes, but look at this. Scarlett just put this on patrol as she expanded there, and she's had 2 Lings in her main base on patrol around the perimeter the entire game.
So she's ready.
She's completely ready for something like that.
And you could see, this Overseer,
yeah.
for DRG spotting this in. Okay.
That Mutalist comes
great
back into
usage
play.
of the one Muta. Oh, wait.
And this Nidus should be able to be taken out. I mean, nothing is really going to happen from this. Might pop out a few units if it finishes, but no, the drones help out.
Perfect.
Good defense there by Scarlett. Really good map awareness.
I mean, this is like end game stuff.
Yep.
Here's ZVZ. So Scarlett's played this out very well all the way to the final moment, and we got to pause here. So we'll probably get this resolved momentarily here. Great ZVZ though.
Well, it looks like they're actually ready, so why not? All right.
Why not, right?
Yeah. All right. So
it's whatevs, right?
Here's something interesting. We have that Greater Spire about to finish, whereas the Spire is just about to finish for DRG. Scarlett already has Corruptors out as well, so she's going to be able to have Broodlords and just have a better army for a little bit. Of course, they aren't mobile, so we'll see how DRG actually ends up dealing with this. In fact, he's throwing down a second Spire. I love it. He realizes that this game's going to go super late.
Okay, the concave should favor DRG, with the fungals way better here for Scarlett. Now, when you get in battles like this, watch the supplies. That's usually what's telling the whole story here.
DRG's supply actually falling quite a bit, but he is killing off a lot of these investors. And in fact, we do have Broodlords morphing, so DRG is going to have to back up.
Nice defense there by Scarlett. Okay, now, a lot of times we say, watch the position of the map. Scarlett continuing to chase DRG out. A lot of times we say, okay, watch the mini map or watch the supplies. I want you guys right now to look at the mineral and gas count.
Wow.
Scarlett can lose her army and just remake it.
Yeah, you know, this has to do
DRG
with
cannot.
Scarlett sitting on 80 drones for so long. That really helps you to build that bank. She can get a lot of spine crawlers down. She can mine fully from all her bases, but both of them are on 5 bases, so I mean, everyone can refill their armies reasonably quickly.
Sure. So, we have Scarlett pushing up now. Oh, sick. Okay. Watch and learn, guys. She's going to push out the spine crawlers and get a contain here on DRG. If DRG doesn't react properly, he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
And here we go, some nice fungals going down, especially on those Corruptors. That's very important. You've got to kill off the Corruptors so your Broodlords can end up winning. Broodlords actually not fighting the battle, attacking Creep Tumors instead. And Scarlett starting to push DRG back right now. His supply is very low, Tasteless.
DRG could be in a lot of trouble here.
And yeah, I think so. This push is so strong. DRG's only making roaches right now, and Scarlett is maxed out.
Uh-oh. I think we might be going to 1-1 here.
Oh!
Sick.
Manor hatcheries, Tasteless.
I guess you can trash talk in ZVZ as we find out now. DRG knows it.
Oh, he knows what's coming.
He knows what's
Tasteless.
happening.
Scarlett just stomping through GG.
Shit.
Scarlett taking down DRG.
Awesome. Amazing stuff. Great endgame. Guys, give it up for Scarlett.
Some excellent ZVZ play there. Kind of outclassing DRG.
Well, I mean, talk about bulletproof there.
Yeah.
We saw, the endgame Nidus Worm. He was ready to, go in there and try to pop that up. Roaches on patrol, excuse me.
Yeah.
It completely deflected, handled the engagement. DRG a little bit on edge there and engaging too soon. Scarlett then going in, taking that position. We didn't really get to see it pan out too much as the game ended so quickly, but she would have had a spine crawler contained, which at that point you really can't get out of that.
Yeah.
For DRG.
She just did such a good job getting so many drones, getting all her bases up in good timing, even with the mutas not doing much. I mean, she did great in that end game. Her late game was just superior.
Yeah, it was some pretty impressive stuff. So it's not going to be that one-sided after all. I was really worried. I didn't want it to, first 3 games, Koreans win. We're 1-1 right now. The non-Korean players, we definitely got the quality that we could see an upset here. And guys, this never happens. where the non-Koreans actually beat the Koreans.
Yeah, it's a wild place
Never
to be in
happens.
if that occurs. So our next map will be Nerchio against Squirtle. It is Antigua Shipyard though, so that makes it a little bit different. You know, if this was a bigger map, like let's say this is Daybreak, I'd be like, I don't know, maybe Nerchio can actually just kill Squirtle here. But on this smaller map, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, Antigua's a tough map. But you know, you get on a certain map, you just have to play a different way. Maybe you don't have to pan it out to the end game. Instead, you do an all-in. We'll see what exactly happens. We got some cheering here for Scarlett over here on this side of the stage. You guys are.
Everyone's really happy to have it tied up right now, Tasis. Couldn't be in a better spot, really.
It's great. Your predictions now. Next match.
Nerchio Squirtle. It's a hard one. I really wonder what Squirtle's going to do on this map. You know, it's one that doesn't normally go to the super late game. I mean, it can, but we normally see Protoss go for some sort of timing attack. So I could see Squirtle going for like an Immortal Sentry push or something. And can Nerchio hold that?
Immortal Sentry
The
push
thing
is
is,
so good on that map.
I feel like Nerchio is one of the hardest people to kill in the early game. He stops just about every cheese.
He doesn't really make mistakes early game.
No, he doesn't. He's
very
as solid as can be.
So we'll see, man.
Antigua Shipyard is just one of the hardest maps to predict in PvZ. It's the Protoss just normally hits a timing attack and it works or it doesn't.
It's funny too because you don't have to do that to win on that map, but the way it's shaped, the architecture of it, you can do a timing for it and just take them out. All right, we're going to go to a quick little break. When we get back, we're going to continue the epic battle of the World Championships, Korea versus the world. Stay tuned.
Now we're back, you can call it a journey. A long while since I had a routine. Still wondering if it's all for me. Back them up if there's one thing I'm certain. I feel like my whole life's on track. And even though I know